Have you ever heard of Atlantis? The legendary sunken city? What if I told you India has its own Atlantis? A city so ancient it blurs the line between myth and history. Today, we're diving deep into the Arabian Sea to uncover the secrets of Dwarka, the lost city of Lord Krishna. Dwarka is more than just a place on a map. It's a cornerstone of Hindu faith, one of the 7 sacred cities, or Saptapuri. According to ancient texts, like the Mahabharata and the Harivamsa, Dwarka was a magnificent city founded by Lord Krishna himself. Imagine a metropolis planned with meticulous detail, boasting grand palaces made of gold, silver, and precious stones. It was described as a city with wide roads, beautiful gardens, and a population that thrived under Krishna's rule. The texts paint a picture of unparalleled prosperity and divine architecture, a golden city that was the envy of the world. It was a fortress, protected by the sea, and a symbol of righteous power. But these same texts also foretell its doom. They speak of a great curse, a fratricidal war that destroyed Krishna's clan, the Yadavas, and a subsequent cataclysm where the sea rose to reclaim the glorious city, swallowing it whole and consigning it to legend. For centuries, this story was considered just that, a powerful myth, a cautionary tale. But what if the myth held a kernel of truth? What if the city wasn't just a story but a real place waiting to be found? The quest to find the real Dwarka began in the 20th century, led by the father of Indian marine archaeology, Dr. S.R. Rao. In the 1980s, his team began exploring the waters off the coast of modern-day Dwarka in Gujarat. What they found was nothing short of breathtaking. Just offshore, beneath the waves, lay the submerged remains of what appeared to be a fortified city. Divers discovered massive stone walls, well-laid foundations, and large bastions, all arranged in a way that suggested a planned settlement. These structures weren't just random piles of rock. They were clearly man-made, showing evidence of sophisticated engineering. The layout of the submerged city, with its clear divisions and protective walls, bore a striking resemblance to the descriptions of Dwarka in ancient scriptures. It was as if the words from the Mahabharata were being brought to life from the seabed. The discovery sent ripples through the worlds of archaeology and history. Could this be the legendary Dwarka of Krishna? The evidence was compelling, suggesting that a major port city had indeed existed and thrived here before being consumed by the sea. Dr. Rao was convinced he had found the mythical city, a discovery that could rewrite the earliest chapters of Indian history. The underwater excavations didn't just uncover walls and foundations. They brought to light a treasure trove of artifacts that offered a glimpse into the lives of the people who once walked these now submerged streets. Divers recovered pottery, stone anchors of various shapes and sizes, and ancient seals. These weren't just any seals. Some bore inscriptions and motifs that were incredibly significant. One particular 3-headed animal motif found on a seal was almost identical to descriptions found in the ancient texts when describing the state seal of Dwarka. The sheer number of stone anchors found suggests this was a bustling port, a hub of maritime trade long before many other known civilizations in the region. The pottery styles were also unique, providing clues about the culture and the period in which the city flourished. These artifacts weren't just objects. They were tangible links to a forgotten past. They told a story of a sophisticated, organized, and prosperous society with advanced maritime capabilities. This wasn't a primitive settlement. It was a thriving urban center, an advanced civilization that existed thousands of years ago. Each artifact recovered from the seabed adds another piece to the puzzle, painting a richer picture of this incredible lost world. So, how old is this sunken city? This is where the story gets even more fascinating and controversial. Initial dating of the artifacts and structures placed the city around 1500 BCE, which aligned perfectly with the traditional timeline for the Mahabharata War and the life of Lord Krishna. This was a monumental conclusion, suggesting that the myths were, in fact, historical records. However, in 2001, India's National Institute of Ocean Technology was conducting a survey on marine pollution when they stumbled upon something even more profound, about 20 miles off the coast in the Gulf of Cambay. They found geometric structures spread over a 5-mile area, at a depth of around 120 feet. What they discovered was astonishing, a massive, well-planned city. They dredged up artifacts including pottery, beads, sculptures, and even human remains. When these artifacts were sent for carbon dating, the results were jaw-dropping. Some pieces were dated as far back as 7,500 BCE, or over 9,500 years ago. This would make the Gulf of Cambay site thousands of years older than the earliest known urban civilizations in Mesopotamia or Egypt. It would not only predate other known Indian cities like Harappa and Mohenjo-daro by millennia, but it would completely revolutionize our understanding of the dawn of civilization itself. Suddenly, we weren't just talking about Krishna's Dwarka. We were talking about a potential cradle of civilization hidden beneath the Indian Ocean. Naturally, such extraordinary claims have ignited a fiery debate within the scientific and academic communities. The dates from the Gulf of Cambay site are particularly contentious. Some geologists and archaeologists argue that the structures found might be natural formations, and that the artifacts like pieces of wood or pottery could have been washed into the sea from rivers over thousands of years, not necessarily originating from a sunken city at that specific location. They call for more direct evidence, like discovering artifacts in situ within a man-made structure, to confirm the existence of a 9,500-year-old city. Critics also point out the challenges of marine archaeology. Currents can move objects around, and dating submerged materials is fraught with complexity. They argue that while the discoveries are intriguing, it's a giant leap to connect them definitively to a civilization that advanced that early. On the other hand, proponents argue that the sheer scale and geometric precision of the underwater formations cannot be easily dismissed as natural. They believe that mainstream historical models are simply too rigid and are unprepared to accept evidence that challenges the established timeline of human civilization. The debate rages on, with one side demanding more rigorous proof and the other accusing the establishment of being closed-minded. The truth, for now, remains suspended in the deep, murky waters of the Arabian Sea, waiting for more research to bring it to light. So, what does this all mean? The story of Dwarka is a perfect fusion of mythology, archaeology, and geology. It's a place where ancient faith meets modern science. Whether you see it as the literal golden city of Lord Krishna, or as a series of ancient port towns swallowed by rising sea levels after the last ice age, the discoveries are undeniably profound. The myth of a great city lost to the sea is a powerful one, shared by many cultures around the world. But in the case of Dwarka, it seems this isn't just a myth, it's a memory. A cultural memory of a real historical event, passed down through generations in the form of epic stories. The land that is now submerged was once dry and inhabited during the Pleistocene era when sea levels were much lower. As the ice caps melted, the sea rose and claimed these coastal settlements. Is it possible that the story of Dwarka is the memory of this great inundation preserved for millennia in the sacred texts? It shows us that our myths and legends may not just be flights of fancy, but echoes of real events, of real people and places remembered as history. Dwarka serves as a powerful reminder that the ocean still holds countless secrets, and that our understanding of the ancient past is constantly evolving. The line between what we believe and what we can prove is beautifully, tantalizingly blurred. The search for Dwarka is far from over. Future explorations, armed with more advanced technology, will undoubtedly reveal more about these underwater sites. Perhaps one day, we will have a definitive answer. But until then, Dwarka remains a captivating enigma. It challenges our perceptions of history, forcing us to ask, what else from our ancient stories might be true? What other lost worlds are waiting to be rediscovered beneath the waves? The legend of Dwarka is more than just an old tale. It's an invitation to explore, to question, and to wonder. It connects 1 billion people to their spiritual heritage and inspires all of us to look at our ancient myths with fresh eyes, not just as stories, but as potential roadmaps to a past we are only just beginning to understand. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey to the depths of the Arabian Sea. What do you think? Is Dwarka the city of Krishna, or a much older, forgotten civilization? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure into the mysteries of the past. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.